Hi everyone, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Today is the second day of me playing with the new Marlene release, and I decided to take the falling leaf stencil for a spin. But before that, I wanted to share with you, I used the bold words stamp set and my embossing powders, and I just made a whole bunch of these words ready to use in my journals. They're all bright colors, and there's also some black and gold, which is lovely. I just wanted to show you another way of using them. Okay, time for this falling leaf stencil. I've used many leafy stencils in the past, and I've always loved them. I really love adding leafy bits to my pages. But Marlene's never had one, well, not that I know of, and I was delighted when she released this one. Couldn't wait to get my hands on it, and now it's here. Okay, so I've started with the little flowery one at the top there, and I'm just making some pink and orange flowers, and then I'm going to use only one of the leafy bits on that stencil. I feel like for me it's got the perfect leaf shape and it's got the perfect curve on the leaves, so I really wanted to use it. I'm going to stencil out a whole bunch of them. I'm using Kermit for a couple of them. I'm going to use Evergreen for a couple of them, and then also Azure. So I put the Kermit out and I did a few, and then I did the Evergreen. Is it called Evergreen? I think it is. I'm sorry. I think it's green. It's just Evergreen, I think. Anyway, so I'm filling up this page, and then I'm not cleaning my sponge in between. So before I started with the Azure, I quickly wanted to just get the base layer down on my page because I knew I wanted the bottom leaves to be green. If you have not guessed it yet, I'm making a little summer wreath. We are in the thick of winter here in South Africa, and currently I think they said it's a double cold front, so we are really freezing. And I thought a nice summery page would maybe at least warm my heart, if not my toes. And then when I'm done with just prepping that page, I'm going into the Azure and I'm stenciling out a couple of them. When I'm done, I'm going to use Marlene's paint pens, and I'm just going to extend the leaves and connect them to the stems. And I will also go in with my coloring in pencils and just add a little bit of shading and detail to those leaves, just to make them feel a little bit more complete and not just like it's a stenciled leaf, but like there's been some love and care put into that. I did struggle a little bit with the very top leaf because the stem goes right through it. So I decided to paint in that stem on all of them, and then at least that top leaf is solid. And as you can see, the green pen that I've got doesn't match up with Kermit, which is fine. This is already a little base of shading for me. So I'm just laying the pen down and then smudging it out with my finger, so it's already looking like a little bit of shading. And then around the flowers, I'll go in with pink and orange, and I will also do a couple of flower centers. Okay, so I did pause the video after this. I wanted to just show you how I do it. And then I stopped my video because once I started, it took about an hour for me to just shade and fussy cut these flowers. I also added a little bit of stamping from the bold words stamp. There's like a dotty stamp in there. I also added that stamp to my flower petals just to give it a little bit more interest. All right, I also quickly completed the leafy bits on my page, and now I'm going to add some color to my page. I could have left this just white. I'm sure it would have looked fine, But because my page was already messy from the previous page that I did yesterday, I wanted to cover it up somewhat. And also, you know, my aversion to white space. So I figured I'll just color it in. Okay, I went in with my watercolors, a couple of different green ones there. I ended off with some splatters, and then I dry my page about 50%, and then I go in with some stamping, again with watercolors. And then the pattern that it leaves is quite subtle. You can see something is there, but it's not a bold impression of that stamp. And I really, really like that effect on my backgrounds. I've been doing it an awful lot lately, and it makes me happy every single time. Okay, drying again. You'll see me getting fed up with with drying, and then I just use my dirty old rag next to me, and I just blot off the excess water. There we go. Easy peasy. Okay, I wanted to add a little bit more detail to the background. So I've got the Frantic Deco stencil there, and I'm just going to use a couple of different greens and this bubble shape. And I'm just going to do a little bit of reductive stenciling, and I really like the way that that turned out. So I've used Kermit, and this is Sage. Is it Sage? I think Breeze. Sorry, it's Breeze. I don't think I used another one. Let's see. Giving it a dry quickly. And then I wanted to add just a little bit of darkness to that page. So I grabbed out that same little dotty stencil stamp that I used on the flower petals, and I'm just doing random bits here and there. This is such a fun mark making stamp. It really leaves quite a lovely pattern. I will be using it lots, I'm sure. Okay, I'm auditioning my little pieces there. They will not look like that when I finally stick them down. They all move about again. Just wanted to see if I had enough leaves and flowers. And when I did that, I thought, oh, I could have made a couple more flowers, but leaves. But when I was making the leaves, I thought, okay, gosh, this is too much. I'm never going to use all of them. And turned out I used all of them. So before I stick them down, I want to add some blackness in there as well. So I'm just using this tiny little palm leaf, and I'm just going to go here, there, and everywhere, and just add some black palm leaves that will poke out in the end when all of those pieces are stuck down. You'll still be able to see some of it. I'm really happy that I did this step. I did doubt it for a minute there, but then I thought, you know what, the idea's in my head, let me do it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, then I'll figure out a way to make it work. And it worked. So there we go. Okay, I'm going to stick down all of these leafy bits. I'm only gluing right down the stem of my leaves because I still want to be able to lift the sides off the page, just so there's some more texture and interest. And then this last one I am cutting in half, and I'm putting one bit at the top there, kind of going into the wreath, and the one at the bottom there. And I thought that way it all looked a little bit more balanced. And I'm going to glue down my bright, beautiful little flowers. I really liked creating these, and I really love the way they're sitting on those leaves and complete the picture. I think they are really cute. Just giving everything a good press down. And then I'm going to start adding some shading with my Stabilo All Pencil. So I'm just going here and there. My intention wasn't to go around the whole thing, but I think I did go around the whole thing. But my intention was to just go here and there. And then my pencil actually slipped a bit, and it made a little line on this one leaf bit that I'm busy with now. And then I decided I actually really like that subtle outline on that leaf. So that's what I went ahead and did with all of the lighter leaves. I just did a subtle little pencil line around. I did not want a harsh line around the leaves. I thought it would maybe be too much. I do, however, do a line around all of the flowers to help them pop out, so just to make them finished off a bit. But I'm really glad that I went around the leaves with my Stabilo All pencil to just give a little bit of a subtle outline. And it also just separates the leaves a little bit more so they don't seem quite so blended together. So while I'm faffing, I will be quiet for a second and you can just watch me faffing. I will also go in with some white detail in a second. Okay, once my highlights are done, I'm looking for a quote. These are the luxury paper quotes from the previous release, and I took two, one that said be colorful and stay colorful, and I really like the way that they sat. They just seemed perfect to go together on this page. I'm going to glue them down and finish them off with a little outline in just a second. I also thought that I needed a little bit more white because my quote is white. So I'm adding some lace paint and I'm just doing a little bit of mark making. I'm doing 2 layers just to make sure that they really pop off the page, and that I thought that that really tied my quote into the page because I do have now the white elements on the background and as a quote. Then a little scribbly doodly border right there with a little bit of a doodle on the side. I've been doing that an awful lot. I've been really enjoying the extra little pop of interest there. And a quick dry. And then I took out some of these cute little birds. I found one that could almost have worked, but I just couldn't place it. So I'll remember that one for the next project and maybe do something similar. All right, that's it. Thank you for coming today. I will be back again tomorrow with another video using something else. Let me know what you want me to use, and then I will use, maybe see what you guys say, and I will use that. Thanks so much for subscribing. If you have not done so, go ahead and do that, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Okay, bye.